Now that we are into the new year, we are turning back and taking a glance at some of the end of the year numbers from 2025. Now you may wonder, why are we looking at data from the end of the year 2025 when we're moving into the new year? Well, now that we have crossed into that threshold of January, our realtor associations can take the data from the previous year and really compile it into a clean, neat package that we can take a look at and use it for projections moving into 2026. Now, there are a couple things that they have noticed here that the year has come to a close, and that is, for starters, appreciation across the board for the state of Minnesota is roughly 3%, just a shade under, about 2.9%. And we're seeing that both here in the metro and statewide.
Yeah, and that's been a pretty healthy number, a stable number. I think
Yes.
that's a good number where we want to be.
It's a sustainable number, and there for a while we saw some years where we had 10% appreciation, which is always great if you're selling a home, but if you're in the market to buy, it's not a sustainable percentage that very many households can successfully attain. Some of the other things that we thought were interesting here moving into the new year is that months of supply continues to hover around 2.4%. Now, what does that mean? Anytime we have 5 months of supply or less, we are in a seller's market. That means that if we were to not put any new homes on the market and only sell the existing inventory of available homes that are already listed, anything under 5 months to sell those homes is a seller's market. And we are still sitting at 2.4%, which means that we are very much in a seller's market.
Yeah, and we haven't seen a statistical buyer's market for quite a while.
Right.
And I think to say 5 to 6% is balanced. So the 2.4 is still very good for sellers, but that leads to the next questions of buyers and kind of where they're coming from and what they're looking at.
One of the good projections for buyers moving into the new year is that rates have come down. They're hovering just below 6% on average, and that is lower than we've seen in the past 12 months. So that gives buyers a little bit of breathing room as we are entering the spring market. That said, when looking back at sellers again, it is reasonable for sellers to expect that homes are going to take a little bit longer to sell because of the pricing being where it is. And we are seeing an average of about 50 days on market for homes in the Twin Cities. And if you look at statewide, including the Twin Cities, it's about 56 days on market. So we're looking at just under 2 months from the point of getting it on the market to receiving a purchase agreement.
And I think an important thing that we talk to our clients about this time of year is in Minnesota, in the Midwest, our market kind of resets. We're talking about data from last year, which is really important to figure out where we ended up. But it's kind of a rebirth in the real estate market in the spring, which happens right around early February is when we typically see the spring market hit. And I think that's where we're anticipating a good amount of activity to start in Minnesota, dependent on the lovely weather that we have here.
If you are thinking about buying or selling a home this year, please begin your discussions with a lender as soon as you can, because there are a lot of new tools that lenders can provide to help make affordability easier and to help, if you already have a home, transition your equity into your next purchase. If we can answer any questions, please reach out anytime, and thank you for watching.